Okay, so I think we all know that Marvel has been in a steep decline ever since Endgame, with the exception of Spider-Man Far From Home and Deadpool and Wolverine. And there's clearly only one man that can fix what was once the greatest cinematic experience, and that man is me. It's me. Okay, that might be a little bit of an over-exaggeration, but I'll let you be the judge of that. So here's the deal. I'm a full-time filmmaker in the great state of Iowa, believe it or not, and my favorite thing while growing up was superheroes. There was a time where I could literally tell you everything about The Flash, Spider-Man, and Deadpool. And now that I'm doing this full time, I thought it'd be fun to take on a project where I take on one of my favorite characters of all time and see if I can turn it into a cinematic masterpiece. And as it turns out, it just so happens that there's a local YouTuber that specializes in superhero costumes, but not just any superhero costumes, Spider-Man costumes. Here's his channel, check it out if you have any interest in that. But in this video, I'm gonna show you how I filmed this. I'm gonna tell you what equipment I used, how I went about it, and then at the end, you'll see what I came up with. But most importantly, I wanna hear what you think. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like, what you think I could have done better, or you could just be a pal and say, what's up, I'll respond. Here's an example. You have my support and I can't wait to see what's to come for you. Keep it up. I love reading comments. I even have a series on my YouTube shorts about how I read and respond to comments. Anything that you comment on this video, I will respond to. Anything. Try me. My name is Axel and I'm a full-time filmmaker, as you heard earlier. And I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I'm actually on a quest to get to 10,000 subscribers because my personal mentors Jake Weiser and Nate Tehan made me a deal that when I get to 10,000 subscribers, they will come on the channel. You might recognize those names from the channel Full-Time Filmmaker. My channel is about videography, about how I film, what I film, and what it takes to do what I do. Okay, that's enough about me. Let's get straight into Peter Porker over here. Okay, I will admit this was an extremely easy video to make. Like I said, I produced it for the multiverse Spider-Man. I'm actually not sure if he wants to keep his identity secret or not, so I'm just gonna refer to him as Spidey. Deal with it. So Spidey already had a song picked out. It's called Rise Above. I think one of his buddies did a remix of it as well. So I started this whole thing by listening to the song over and over and over and over again. From listening to it, I got a vibe off that song, a mental storyboard, if you will. So here's the plan. When I heard the song, it started awfully sad, and then it gave coming of age. So for my story, I wanted a young Peter Parker who just recently lost Uncle Ben and is learning how to deal with should he or should he not be Spider-Man? Should he or should he not hurt people? And that was honestly enough for me to just go on and start filming. This video also served a double purpose as it's a debut video for Spidey's newest costume.
The beautiful brand new suit,
which he designed himself, and look at this thing, it's honestly pretty freaking badass. The first time I met him in person, he wore the costume the whole time, and I will admit, I thought he was just a super jacked individual until like the third time I met him. Just look at those muscles. Tell me they're not real. Those muscles on that costume make the muscles on Homelander's costume jealous. With this being a low budget production, I had a couple limitations. Let me walk you through them. I needed to figure out how to have locations, props, and actors with a budget of $300. And I will admit, at this time, I was not doing filmmaking full time. I was working a company job, so I was at a point where I was taking whatever I could get. So here was my genius plan for how to do it in the budget. Filming for free. We filmed in public locations. For actors, we just went for one of my frat brothers, another musical artist, and one of her students. And that's pretty much it. For props, we just used his costume. I also put a jacket and some hoodies on him. That just came out of my wardrobe. We filmed this over 3 separate days. On the first day, we went to a cemetery because I wanted to have the I'm sorry, Uncle Ben thing happen.
I'm sorry, Uncle Ben.
And I wanted to have him put down his old costume like he was retiring it, like he's freaking Kobe Bryant or something, and show the new and improved costume. So we did that, and then we walked, like, no joke, 50 or 60 feet into the trail and just got some cool looking performance type shots. And it was actually months later when I figured out that instead of having a higher aperture that day, I should have just had a high shutter speed so I could have kept the blurry background. Pick that one up from Jake Weiser. Shout out Jake. Oh, by the way, if you are interested in videography or filmmaking and you want to know anything about the equipment that I use, I also made a video about that. And you know the drill, it's linked up here. That's what I keep in my camera bag. After we left the cemetery, we headed downtown to get some city type shots, which is hard when your city is actually just a small town in Iowa, but we got it done. I found us an alleyway between a couple shops, and it was low-key exactly what we needed, especially because it had a staircase that went all the way up to the top, so I could get some shots of Spider-Man being high up. And I'm not gonna lie, I took a page out of my own book and did that again on the second day from a different alley. You'll see, you'll see. And this is where my frat brother came in. I filmed a scene of him robbing his girlfriend, and then I filmed a scene of him running into the alley and Spider-Man watching that from up above. And then, no joke, I had him grab onto one of the beams of a staircase, dangle like 3 feet above the air, and drop as if he just like landed from the rooftop, and it actually looks kind of cool. But yeah, we just filmed Jack get beat up by Spider-Man and then Spider-Man leave, and that was the end of day 1. For day 2, we met in a tunnel deep into the trail. If you're a young kid watching this, never meet up with a stranger in a tunnel in a trail. But if you're an aspiring filmmaker and you're an adult, dude, go ahead and do it. But yeah, we just filmed some cool cinematic shots, a couple shots of some anguish, some shots of him straight up just jumping, and from there we went to that second alley and got some cooler shots. That was the end of day 2. For day 3, I actually think this was my best day. It had like a wraparound staircase. We both climbed it, and I got some shots that looked like he was actually doing some like Spider-Man type climbing. Clever boy over here, what can I say? I'm a clever boy. Also, by the way, if you hadn't noticed, I had an idea to have an iconic shot. The name of the song is Rise Above. So I had him do the most iconic thing that I could think of, lifting his arms. I'm a creative genius, I know. You don't, please stop. I know. And that's when we ran into Brittany and her student, and I was like, yo, Brittany, do you want to pretend to rob this kid? And she was like, sure. So we straight up just filmed that. And then we also filmed her get beat up by Spider-Man. And then finally, we just went up on the roof, got some cool shots, crashed my drone. It actually still doesn't work since that, and that was like 8 months ago. Okay, that was it for filming. For equipment, I used my Canon SL3 with my 24-70, and I filmed it in 1080-60. The super elaborate reason that I filmed it in 1080 instead of 4K, don't tell anyone, but I couldn't afford a camera that had 4K. I was in the trenches back in the day. But here's the video, tap on it if you want to check it out. Let me know what you think. Any feedback is good feedback. And if you enjoyed the video, help a brother out, hit the subscribe button. And for some reason, YouTube seems to think that you would like this video. Thanks for watching, you guys. I love you.
Guys, for coming out to my channel. I don't know what I was doing.